Hey guys, so I just finished reading Teen Titans #1 from the New 52. Now, the issue opens up with Kid Flash running to, you know, a fire in a building, and he's trying to save these people that are stuck in there, and he's trying to be a hero and he wants to save them. Now, there's a news reporter there, and she doesn't sort of like metahumans. She thinks they're troublesome, and there's too many of them. And of course, Kid Flash is trying to bug all these firefighters, like, oh, what can I do? How can I help? Like, I can do this. I'm Kid Flash. I'm a hero. Like that. Trying to show off and try to be all cool and stuff like that. And he even also says that once he runs into the fire or into the building, he says, "Can't lights, camera, action on me." That's how cocky he can be. But yeah, he starts asking these firefighters what he can do to help. And of course, the firefighter says, "No, we don't need your help. You're a superhero, but things like this, you need us. We know what to do." And sort of true. I mean, even if you do have superpowers, some things are best left with, normal, real heroes like police officers or firefighters. Now, I'm not saying that police officers, of course, they can't fight off super meta-human villains, but still, in times like these, like, maybe he's a teenager. Like, Superman, of course, he can go in and save the kids, save them, and, all these other superheroes, but, they're still teenagers. They don't know as much as, adults do. So, of course, Kid Flash runs in because he hears there's this firefighter stuck on the ceiling, and, of course, just runs in, not thinking, and blows the building up. And, the firefighter that's stuck on a roof, he's still alive, and Kid Flash flies off and lands on a patch of grass, and he's passed out. And then you see the news reporter lady. She's talking about how, like I said, metahumans are troublesome. These teenage superheroes aren't needed. There's too many of them. And, she saying how they're not really needed in the world, and there's all these complaints and stuff like that. A lot of news reporters and all these news channels are all complaining about them. And as they're complaining, of course, Red Robin, Tim Drake, is looking at these news reports, and he has this like whole big touch screen like projection of the screen, and he's just like looking through all these like metahumans that are being captured or caught, or they're on the news. Some of which are actually from the original Teen Titans. You actually get to see Megan, Miss Martian, from the original Teen Titans. And I don't know also if you get to see Raven, but I don't know if it is Raven, but I could be wrong. I don't know, because I just saw her with this black long shadow, and I don't know, but if that's Raven or not. But yeah, and then also you get to see a character that can use lightning. So I'm saying that this guy could be Static Shock. I think he is Static Shock because he has the hairstyle like him and stuff like that. But if I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But yeah, so as Tim Drake is watching all these news reports, the same doctor from Superboy, Dr. Frick, I forgot his name. I forgot his name. I'm sorry, guys, but yeah, the same doctor with the glasses that releases Superboy. He's here to capture Tim Drake. He's gathering all these metahumans for a project, or for having them work for his company or for their bosses. The company is called Nowhere, so he wants to capture all these metahumans to have them work for them. Now, of course, Tim Drake, refuses the offer, and he jumps off the building, and he rigs the penthouse he's in to explode in 11 seconds if anybody ever infiltrates it. So the building goes off, he flies off, and he says he wants to form a team. He needs help. He wants to stop these people, but he can't do it alone. So, of course, he has these information about all these different metahumans, and he's going to look out for them and, form a group with them. First one on his list is Cassie, who also is known as Wonder Girl in this issue. Now, she stole a car. She's known for a stealer. She's she likes stealing things, and so she steals this car, and she's driving along, and of course, a police officer finds her. Of course, this police officer isn't really that good of a guy. He's undercover and, you know, he works for nowhere. So he's trying to capture Cassie and grabs her, and Tim Drake kicks him in the head, falls down. Cassie's pissed, and then a helicopter comes along. Well, before the helicopter comes along, Tim Drake is trying to convince Cassie that there's people trying to look for her, and she's trying to tell him that she's not a superhero. She's, you know, she doesn't have superpowers. She's not related to Wonder Woman. She doesn't have any super strength, or she can't fly. She can't do this and she can't do that. But of course, Tim Drake has these information, and he's trying to persuade her to join him. And she still refuses until, of course, I told you, a helicopter comes along and starts firing bullets at Tim Drake and Cassie. Now, Red Robin, Tim Drake, he has a cape, and, you know, he basically lifts it up. And he says, this cape is only going to protect me. But of course, logical sense is that his cape is much bigger. And he can actually just wrap it around Cassie, I believe, and he can just protect both of them. But he wants to do it so he can prove Cassie wrong that she does have powers. And he calls her Wonder Girl, which pisses her off, and then she releases her powers, and she transforms into her costume. She blocks all the bullets and stuff like that, and she says, okay, they're happy I have powers. And, you know, she jumps onto the helicopter, and the helicopter has no pilot, it's autopilot, and, you know, she breaks it, it explodes. And basically, there we go. Tim Drake proved his point to Cassie that they need to form a team and they have to stick together and work together to stop these people who are trying to capture them. And then you cut off to where Superboy ended, actually. So in the end of Superboy, I told you, in the end of the issue of Superboy, they actually have the Doctor talking to the redhead Doctor and saying that they need to release Superboy for a mission. And I think the Doctor is trying to have Superboy fight against, you know, Tim Drake, Cassie, and all the other Teen Titans so far, try to have him capture them. Logical sense, right? Because you can, he's a biological weapon. He can actually do whatever he wants. He can actually take these guys down. But who knows? We don't know until we read the next issue. But I highly recommend getting this issue because it's really good. I really liked it. The art in here is amazing. The recreation of every single character. I mean, you actually see the Kid Flash in his original costume. But I guess he has a new costume right here. And Red Robin, he doesn't wear the mask or cowl anymore. He actually has just like the basic Nightwing kind of look with the mask. And then he has like wings. It's pretty cool. I actually like it. I like his design. It's really nice. His design's really nice. Now, Superboy, of course, he doesn't have his t-shirt with a Superman symbol on it. He actually has his Superman symbol on his shoulder, actually. And he's wearing a black tank top. Other than that, pick this issue up if you can. And I have to ask you guys a question. Have you guys ever noticed this white cloaked character in the New 52 comics? Because I've noticed him in here and not Red Robin, but Batman and Robin. He's been in there. He's a guy in a white cloak, and no one ever notices him. He's only in like one panel, but I've noticed him, and it's kind of weird how I noticed him, and he has no significance at all to this issue or to any of the New 52 comics. But if you guys notice him too, let me know if you guys know anything about him. I might look him up and see what's going on, but if you guys know anything, let me know. Thank you. Check this comic if you can. Get this. Highly recommend it.